All right, tonight's the night. Welcome to Dual Redundancy, the only podcast where you can hear all latest in television and entertainment news with too many hosts with exactly the same opinions. I'm one of those hosts, David Allen, and another one is
John Berwick, and the third one is
Kyle Bridger. I would say that I'm the Dexter to John's Deborah to Dave's. Hang on, I gotta look it up again. Harrison, the adopted boy.
Well, yeah, kind of. It's kind of the whole thing with the family relations in the Dexter universe are very complicated, off screen and on screen with the people. But yeah, we're gonna be talking about Dexter, or I guess we're gonna be talking about Jim Lindsay. That's Dexter this season on Dexter New Blood.
Duncan, Idaho?
Yep, he's back. He's back as well. And then we're going to talk about Love Life Season 2. We got a new character. We're going to follow the love life of a new person on that show. But before we get to those shows, we have this first segment. And John, what is it?
In and Out Points.
In, order out. In, order out. In, out.
Yes, it is in and out points. Got a bunch of them tonight. A lot of them we're going to go through. The first one involves something. Next month, we're going to be getting a lot of these like year-end lists, best of the year. We'll have our own on the podcast. But USA Today has secured the list of Cameo's most successful performers from the last year. So it'll be interesting to see, A, who is on last year's list, and B, who may be making it on the 2021 list. First of all, you guys know what Cameo is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's where like Z-list stars try and make a little bit of money still.
Exactly. You can, you want that shout out from so-and-so wishing you a happy birthday. You know, you pay a certain fee. They'll send you a video of them. Hey, I was on that one episode of a TV show 30 years ago. Happy birthday.
Are there tiers to it though? Like, could I pay them like a certain fee to like say even more or do something more?
I went on a couple of them. First, they start off, at a one fee, and then if you want like maybe a business, like a I don't know, like a commercial pretty much for your business, that's an extra fee.
Okay.
And then I saw like some people, it's like, oh, if you want me in character doing this or wearing the costume of this, that's another fee.
Oh my God.
We'll talk about that because that person is in the top 20. And I want to talk about the top 20. It's all over the place on this list. We got the list on Twitch, but we're going to focus on the top 10 at least. That's the ones I'm going to read through. I'm going to mispronounce some of these names because I've never heard of half these people.
Yeah.
Number 10, Lee Rosebach, a.k.a. Captain Lee from Below Deck. He's charging $250 a pop. We have Sandra Diaz Twine from Survivor, the two-time winner, $60.
Okay.
Ray Abarizo from The Sopranos, $99. Number 7, Colin Mockery from Whose Line Is It Anyway?
$150.
Fred Stoller, number 6 on the list for $30. This guy, he's in like 3 episodes of like Everybody Loves Raymond, I feel like, or he's Blink and you miss him in different comedy projects. But $30, number 6 on the list. William Hung, remember that guy from American Idol? $30 as well.
She Bangs?
Yep, number 5.
Dude, She Bangs will give you for $30.
That might be extra. Number 4 on the list, the Soup Nazi, Larry Thomas from Seinfeld, $80. And then number 3, Brian Baumgartner. He's Kevin from The Office, $195. Number 2, Josh Sussman from Glee. Don't know who that is. I watched Glee, but I don't know who that is. $50. And then number 1, Ed Brown, a.k.a. Big Ed from 90 Day Fiance, the whole franchise there for, of course, $69 for Big Ed. God.
Big Ed, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
All right. What thoughts on the list?
It is these are the top 20. I mean, I guess I I guess I said it was for Z-list stars. I guess I should have expected this, but it's just so wild not to see.
You're telling me that for every person who pays Colin Mockery $150, more than 5 people are paying William Hung to do something for at $30 a pop.
Yeah, it's all about
Wow.
it's all about the right pricing. You gotta hit the right price, because like, oh, I'm worth $30, oh, I'm worth $50,
How many? Yeah. I guess it does come down to a pricing thing. How many? I mean, William Hung is like such a in time, like pop culture
Yeah.
reference that he must be supported by just like a group in that like 3 to 5 year span of
Probably, you know what?
of knowing American Idol.
It's probably perfect for him because it's probably a low effort thing that he can just crank him out and do all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's probably worth his time. Whereas maybe for someone like Colin Mockery doesn't want to be bothered, but like, oh, all right, $150. Okay, that's probably
Yeah.
what it boils down to.
Because some of them you can get some real good ones. They'll do like these 2-3 minute things and they make them real personal. And then you get other ones that are like 30 seconds. Hey, so and so wants me to wish you happy birthday. So happy birthday. All right, that's it. See, and it's like I paid $400 for that. Like,
Yeah.
Speaking
Well,
of, I'm looking on the Cameo right now. You saying Z-list, Kyle? You're forgetting the Golden Globe winning actor Brian Cox. He is on Cameo from Logan Roy's Succession. That's how he's making his billions. He's charging $415, but he's new on the list. He came, in the last month or two, so maybe he'll be on next year's list.
I've got to imagine his is probably blowing up if people can.
I think it was like lower, and I think he raised his rate because I'm seeing a lot of videos because they post the videos on the Cameo site to download. But
Nikki Blonsky is 15th. Oh my God! Remind me to tell you Nikki Blonsky's story off the air. Jeez,
Can't wait.
Louise.
Yeah, but I'll talk a little bit about Brian Baumgartner. He's Kevin from The Office. He actually hit the sweet spot with the price because he's actually 2020's highest earner on Cameo because he did over 1 million in sales in 2020.
1 million videos. I thought you were gonna say. I was like, what?
No, because as we mentioned, he's charging. He's only third on the list, but he's charging $195 compared to, the other people are doing $50 and $69. So he hit the right price.
Yeah.
And to get the spots there.
But tell me how many videos he would have had to create if he's at 195.
Yeah.
That's a lot of videos.
Do we have a math listener, John? Who's that? Put him in the chat.
Yeah, I don't know.
U6, where are you? But
that's a lot. I mean, that's granted. That's if everyone does the baseline thing, and I'm sure people have them do more. But like, that's wild to me.
Yeah,
but
I'm looking real quick on the Office people just to kind of get an idea here.
I saw Kate Flannery was on there.
Yeah,
too.
Kate Flannery's on it. She's 190, a little under Brian. But some of these are wild. Where it's like, I'll give you the top 3. These are the 3 charging the most. We have, was it Melora Hardin, $499. That's Jan from The Office, but of course she's in other things. Chris Diamantopoulos there from Silicon Valley. Remember him? He's the 3 commas guy. He was in like 4 episodes of The Office season 9. He was the boom mic guy. $449.
No, I don't remember. I would have to see his face.
And then Stanley from The Office in the top 3 here. $349 for Leslie David Baker. But yeah.
Wow. I mean, if you could make $1 million from just making videos, would you do it? It's got to be soul crushing at some point, right?
He's sick of doing the character. There's no way he's not.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely would be. But yeah, if you want the bigger names though, you're gonna have to pay the bigger price. I looked up at some of the top ones on Cameo, and this is what I found. For $20,000, you could get Mike Tyson. For $15,000, you can get Floyd Mayweather. I mean, it's crazy. Are people actually doing this?
For Caitlyn Jenner, wasn't she running for office? And you could have done a cameo with somebody that's going to be a politician. I mean, I'm surprised don't see Donald Trump on here, honestly.
Yeah. I am surprised too. Some of these are like, there's like the Shark Tank personalities on here, like Mr. Wonderful, Barbara Cochran. They're like charging $1,500, and it's like, I thought you guys are millionaires and billionaires.
Why?
Like, why are you charging that much money?
Why even be on there if you're millionaires?
I don't know.
They must
I
have
don't
calculated
understand.
their how much
That's
they
their
make per
grocery
minute.
bills. Yeah.
It's gotta be the easiest money, so they just do it. I mean, that would be the only reason. Like
Yeah.
on their way to something, they're in their car and they make it, and they're like, "Oh, I just made $1,500."
Yeah. I could see like the Shark Tank people actually charging a little more, 'cause especially if it's like a business thing where it's like, hey, this guy has a whatever. I love this product. Like, I'm sure there's like,
Yeah,
to get his endorsement or whatever. Oh yeah. But
These four are the highest though.
that's the four I like. I did like one of those like sort filters on the featured profile.
Yeah.
So there might be higher ones there, but I think those are definitely some of the higher ones.
Now, what I've never done Cameo. What's the turnaround? Do they have to do it within a certain time frame, or do they have to accept all of them? Like, what is the deal?
I think they can reject it, and you can see that Tyson has a 24-hour thing on there, so I think he delivers in under 24 hours for certain things.
Wow.
But yeah, it's usually pretty quick turnaround. I don't think they usually make you wait too long.
The reason I asked if there were tiers to this, because I think I saw one that somebody did with an old school rocker, and he like took them around like this old like rock shop, like rock and roll shop, and like did all this stuff. And like, he's like, this is my favorite place. I'm going to take you to my favorite. And I'm like, there's no way like somebody would do that for $150. You know what I mean? So there's got to be level.
What he has to do is do the cameo and like the Craig Ferguson thing where he put his hand up from his up. Hello, Kyle. I want to show you this place here. It's just like,
I'm sure too that different people put in different amounts of effort. I'm sure some people are quite a value for what they do, and some people, like Kyle said, are just like not worth it because it's happy birthday, James from Tyler. Like, like
yeah.
But one person you could get it's for a low rate of $249. It could be the person it's our next in and out point.
Oh my God.
Carole Baskin, $249 on Cameo. It looks like she has some outfits. It looks like you're getting your money worth from Carole Baskin. But,
oh my God. And they're rated too?
Yeah. 5 stars.
This is weird. I don't know if this is like Black Mirror-esque, man.
Yeah.
It's too creepy for me.
But yeah, Carole Baskin, she is suing Netflix for season 2 of Tiger King. Hasn't dropped yet, but it's going to drop next week on the 17th of November. According to documents, Baskin alleges that the production company breached their contract by continuing to use footage of her and her husband, since the appearance release forms they did sign only covered the first documentary.
So she's seen the second one then?
I think she just has seen the trailer, which was posted and has her all over the trailer there. But interesting here. Kyle, do you think she has a case based on what we've heard in this very brief blurb?
I would imagine that in order to get usage of their I don't know. It depends on the contract that's signed, because a lot of the times, like, you sign a release clause, you're maybe signing in perpetuity, especially if this was a smaller production at the time. But I know that if not, then they usually have to pay you some type of additional cost for just airing footage, right? So I remember having to do this deal where they had to, this guy was in a commercial, but his movie was being showed in the commercial, and he was just the character and he literally got money just because his film was being shown. So I know that there's a lot of ways that this can go, and she might be right. She might be in a place where she can sue.
Real interested on this, because I feel like with that scenario, as you were saying, I feel like that person was probably established and knows the ropes of Hollywood when they probably were doing this Tiger King 1. all these people were, oh, TV, yeah, or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what this is going to
Yeah.
be. They didn't think it was going to be something big, and they signed it away here. But the lawsuit does have some additional language in here, and that she may have a case here. This is what the lawsuit states. It says the appearance releases the limited Royal Good Productions right to use film footage of the Baskins to a documentary motion picture. Throughout the appearance releases, there's only reference to and mentions the picture. No mention is made of granting Royal Good Production sequel rights to create derivative works from the picture or additional seasons or episodes. So what I'm understanding from this, I'm going to guess when they were probably initially doing Tiger King, it was maybe going to be a doc. It was going to be a movie. And then there's, oh my God, we have so much footage. We got to make this a series. And that's what became the series. But it sounds like, well, if this is going to be labeled Tiger King 2, Electric Boogaloo or whatever, it's like, well, that's a sequel. That's a derivative work. Additional season. She might have something here.
Yeah. Or at least they would have to pay her for the use of the whatever shots or whatever video they send or took. So yeah, I think she's got a pretty plausible case here, but I don't know. Lawyers get involved and lawyer speak happens, but I don't know.
Because you would think also, like, when they were cutting this for season 2, like the legal team would have been like, hang on a second, she gave us quite a headache season 1. Do we have the rights? And they would probably have checked all their paperwork here before they pulled that plug, because that's a lot of work and a lot of headache that they could easily prevent by just being, oh, remember what happened when season 1 released?
Dave, it's amazing you give so much credence to the people in charge of these things, because remember, they were just pitched something, not this specific, but in Hollywood, they were just pitched something without ever having the life rights to it.
That's
so
true.
You mean this can happen all the time. I mean, I hate to bring it to like this dark of a place, but literally somebody was just shot on a set with a gun. So like stuff gets glossed over all the time. So I wouldn't be surprised if somebody messed up here.
Yeah. Well, we got one Netflix story. We're going to another one here. Another popular show. We discussed how Squid Game is said to have generated like $900 million for the streamer. Some are seeing though giant zeros in their bank accounts because there was a digital currency that was based off of the series, and it ended up being traded at $0 after its creators cashed out, effectively stealing an estimated $2.1 million from investors. The currency Squid surged as high as $2,861 before falling to $0 after the rug pull, which is the name of this kind of scam that they did. This scam is done when the creators cash out their coins in exchange for real money at a very quick rate, devaluing the crypto's value. So this thing was worth over $2 million. And then taking my money, and everyone else that invested got goose egg.
Yikes, man. That sounds like, oh man.
This is happening left and right now, by the way. This is not something exclusive to Squid Games, but it's just interesting that, something based off of, risky plays for money ended up being a loss. But yeah, right now the crypto market has a new crypto coin or whatever every day, if not multiple a day, and the majority of them either go nowhere or are doing the same scheme. It's honestly kind of messed up, but
yeah, it's like, this is like the new age Jordan Belfort, right? I mean, this is what it feels like. I just don't know how anybody with a moral compass could feel good about themselves knowing that they stole a bunch of money from somebody. But I mean, I don't know. It takes two to tango. I don't know anything about crypto, but I know anything with the internet is like, it can come and go in a moment's notice. And it's just, whether it be money or material or photos or video, anything. So it's just like, why play with your money that way? It's gambling, really, to me.
Sure.
Yeah, these investors may have to enter the Squid Game to get back some of their losses here. You brought up Jordan Belfort. I think it'll be fun throughout the podcast when we name drop these people and talk about them. We'll see if they're on Cameo. And Jordan Belfort of The Wolf of Wall Street is on Cameo. Personal use is $997. If you want it for his business, it's $4,997.
Why would you want that for your business? Oh, yeah, this guy that stole money on penny stocks. Let's learn how he did it. What?
Yeah. He's the real Wolf of Wall Street, the world's #1 sales trainer, best-selling author, entrepreneur, and motivational speaker.
Okay. Well, that's crazy. And it's going to cost you $1,000.
Yep. But back to Squid and Squid Game. Coin Market Cap warned that it was probably a scam, this cryptocurrency. The website was riddled with spelling errors. There was a thing that was written somewhere that the investors could buy Squid, but they could not sell Squid. So that should have been a red flag right there.
What?
Oh, I could
What's
buy
the
into
point?
this, but I can't get out.
What's the
But-
point of doing it then? Just to say you have it? Like,
I guess, but the creators, they can sell. They can come out. But,
Oh, my God.
well, 2 million. There it goes. But oh,
Dude, that's
my.
insane.
Yeah. Yeah.
this is all. I mean, that might have changed very recently, but it's all unregulated. So there's no rules to it. It's literally the Wild West of trading and investments and all that stuff. So it's hard. It's hard to look back and say like you should have seen it, because it's not hard. It feels bad doing that, because how did you not see it from the beginning? Like, you know, you just have dollar signs for eyes, and it's, you know, it doesn't.
But
There is no easy way to get money. Like, you know,
that's what I mean. Is it like the new age gold rush, and like the few people are getting all the gold, and I just don't know why anybody would get into this without.
It all stems back to the GameStop and AMC stuff earlier in the year, right?
Oh.
I mean, lots of people are making money, and since then, crypto has just exploded. You know, hand in hand with that, and it's yes, it's exploded, but it's also only for a couple people. I mean, the same thing with NFTs. Like, there's a lot of people doing NFTs, but only a couple people making money off of it. You know, and it's just kind of the modern day scam, and like almost like the modern day lottery, and unfortunately people are rigging it to suit themselves, and other people don't seem to see it or are willing to take the risk, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
John, you set me up so well. You mentioned AMC, and that's our next. And then I'll point AMC Theaters, because this sounds like a money laundering scam that they're going to be pulling off here. They're expanding its business outside of theaters, and they're planning to sell popcorn in shopping malls around the country, and eventually in prepackaged microwavable grocery store packages. In addition, they are partnering up with home delivery services to allow customers to order from nearby AMC locations all of their great concessions. Wild.
Uber Eats some popcorn?
I guess so. You can get that fresh popcorn that's been sitting in that tub in the
in
container
someone's car. You spill popcorn all over somebody else's
There's nothing
car.
like stale popcorn, but man, microwavable prepackaged popcorn. I never thought I would live to see the day where I can eat popcorn at my home.
Who would have thought?
I used to have to get those pans and cook them over the fire.
Jiffy Pop. Yeah.
But yeah, so the official AMC Theaters popcorn could be coming to shopping malls, just like their little, whatever, the Wetzel Pretzels cart there. You can get your AMC popcorn. And then, eventually in the grocery stores, and then eventually whatever on Uber Eats. So you guys excited? Are you going to be placing your orders for this popcorn?
I'm going to ask a question that the answer has to be so obvious, but I want to make sure I'm not missing it. There's nothing special about their popcorn, right? It's just popcorn. Like,
there's some magic buttery flavoring that goes in there somewhere.
Yeah, you can go over to the fountain and add more if you want, right?
Yeah.
If you're interested, I worked in a movie theater, not an AMC, but a local one in high school. And there is a specific flavoring that they use. You can buy on Amazon for like $2 and it can last you probably like 10, 20 years. It's like this industrial size flavoring salt, and that's what the theaters use. So yeah, if you want, slide into the DMs later. I'll hook you up with that info. But
grab us on Cameo. We'll hook you up.
yeah, there you go. There you go. But global popcorn market, I can't believe I said that. The global popcorn market is a multi-billion-dollar industry, and it's estimated to be worth $6.24 billion by 2028. So they're getting in on this market, maybe even worth more than the actual movies that they're showing at these theaters.
But they're targeting established. The only thing that really isn't established here is someone delivering popcorn to you. But you can have it delivered via Whole Foods or Amazon or any or ShopRite to go or any of those things. So how is
But it's not just popped and just sitting in a car though, John? You're not getting that kind of experience.
Are they gonna at least keep it under the hot air vent so it stays warm? Like I don't.
They're
a tub in their trunk to scoop it out of. Like how's it gonna work?
They're also gonna give you a soda that when the driver comes, he's gonna spill it on your floor to make it that sticky floor, thing that you like at a movie theater. And they'll throw some wrappers and there will be a crying baby in the corner. Like they'll make it a whole experience at your house now.
Are they gonna sell me like packaged like candy as well that already exists that I can already buy as well? Like
that may be part of it. They talk about they're gonna do the popcorn pop. They're gonna pop it on site. And then they're going to bring it to these malls and whatever. But they're also going to have other concession treats, like whatever, like, I don't know, a hot dog or those nachos that are like those just like
the
wafers
discs?
with like those like melted like Velveeta cheese. Like,
oh, God.
They're really revolutionizing this whole industry, I think.
What's stopping you from like just going to the movies and buying popcorn and not
That's
seeing
also
a movie?
True.
Like,
a lot of these
do
malls,
I need to stand
I think,
for this?
have an AMC in the mall.
Yeah.
So just stop over and just like when there was the pandemic, I think we talked about a lot of theaters and local theaters were actually selling their concessions, and whoever wanted to come by, drive by, here you go, pick it up. All right.
But I guess maybe they might have to just reorganize it so you can get to the concession stand without a ticket is the only thing that they might have to do. But
back in my in my hometown, where we went to the movies, they had where you could go in and you didn't need a ticket, and you could have gone to the concession, and then everything else is off to the left or right.
I got it. Go ahead. You want to finish up, Kyle? Sorry.
No,
that's it. Those machines that you pre-purchase your ticket on, they just have to add popcorn to that, so you can just add it to that, and then you wait.
Bring your own cup, and it just like starts.
No, you just wait off to the side. And they come bring it to you over the ropes. You don't have to go in. It's like at McDonald's where you type it up on the touchscreen and they call your order in 2 minutes. It's the same thing.
They just need that like Coca-Cola freestyle machine, but it's like with all the concessions. So it's like, oh, I just want popcorn. And it comes out and just
starts spraying like hot dog, like
throwing at you.
I will say there is no better headline to sum up the S storm that theaters are in than this right here.
Yeah.
Nothing signals the demise of a company more than we're gonna sell you our bad popcorn.
Yeah. And
because you're not coming to the movies.
Will it be the prices of the popcorn? Because I'm not paying $7 when I'm walking into the mall for popped popcorn, or if I go to the grocery store, it's like, oh, do I want to buy this box of 6 containers for $5, or do I want to get the one AMC one for $8.95?
Yeah,
like,
there is no way. I'm sticking with my old man Orville Redenbacher, and we're gonna have a good time at home.
I can only imagine that this is going to produce a tremendous amount of waste as well, just from unsold popcorn.
Yeah.
Like, if you're ramping up to expect more people to purchase, that means they're probably making more, right? So, and you can't reuse the containers and,
It's funny that you think companies care about waste, John.
That's fair.
Well,
we're just going to be all perpetually living with popcorn dust everywhere we walk. It's just going to be there, like in the movie theaters where you see like a little popcorn kernel or something just floating around.
Maybe they can grind it up and sprinkle it on the next day's popcorn.
Yeah.
There you go, a little extra seasoning. Well, our last in and out point involves a movie that you may or may not see at a movie theater, but you can always get the popcorn and bring it home and watch it at home. Late last week, it was announced that a Wicked movie was coming. Not like a Wicked movie. It's the movie of Wicked, the stage musical, starring Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande as the two leads. But fans are praying, begging that one actor stays far away from this musical. James Corden posted to change.org, and with over 46,000 signatures at the time of recording, fans are petitioning producers to not cast James Corden in this film. The petition makes it clear, quote, James Corden in no way, shape, or form should be in or near the production of Wicked, the movie, and that's pretty much it.
I was just gonna say, I think we already have his self-tape right there.
Yeah, there it is.
I think that's the self-tape is right there, man. Oh my God.
I've seen petitions to get actors into roles. Like there was the Donald Glover for Spider-Man. There was trying to get LeVar Burton to host Jeopardy. I've never seen a petition to get someone not cast in a movie. Please,
I love it.
Do not cast him.
I love it. I think it's great. I think it's awesome because who would have been like on their list? Probably James Corden. I mean, I get it. It's just like, stop.
Why is he in these musical? We've seen him in Cats. We saw him in The Prom, Into the Woods. He was just in the Cinderella one that spawned the viral video no, not again. Get this off. No. But what are we doing? How? Why? Who? What?
Because I think here's what it is. He's like,
nobody wants him in this.
No, but I mean, I know why. Well, at least I think I know why. He's the comedic. He can sing. All right. So he's got the comedy and he can sing, and he's got that like fat guy vibe to him. Right. So he has that. It's all those factors. I think it's just a comedic. I'm trying to think of a like a good comic, but with good singing quality. I mean, it would be the same thing. They'd put him in everything, you know? But
I mean, Billy Eichner isn't fat, but I mean, he's tall and can sing. Can we get him in this over?
Yeah. Well, you think about Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx can sing.
Yeah, get him in this.
Comedic.
Why not? I'm trying to see if there's any comedians on Cameo that we can maybe get instead.
Is James Corden on?
Yeah, I don't see him on it. Can we get Colin Mockery to do it? No. I'm trying.
Got plenty of singing experience.
Yeah. He's done plenty of hoedowns on Who's Line.
Oh yeah.
Dude, you know, let's see. I just saw him. Where'd he go? I just saw Craig Kilborn, the old host of the Late Late Show.
Oh my God.
He's on here on Cameo, $8.95 for Craig Kilborn.
Like $8.95.
No, $895.
Because that's what I thought. I'm like, who's paying $895 for Craig Kilborn? Wasn't he on the Daily Show too? Isn't that where you got to start?
Yeah, he really kind of left early on both of those things before they really took off.
Dude.
But
I don't know.
I also just love that in the description of the petition, it says James Corden in no way, shape, or form should be in or near the production of Wicked the movie. They threw in or near the production. He's not even allowed 500 feet from them filming this. We don't even want an accidental cameo. Don't get him far away from this.
I love this. I think it's hilarious. I think it's funny. Could you imagine if you were the actor that saw this? It's like, oh God. Well, I guess you got to imagine that people hate you anyways, but still just like a living document to people's hatred of your abilities.
Yeah. Well,
I will say, do we think the thrusting video helps or hurts him?
No, stop bringing this video up. I mean, That's definitely something you put in your reel. I will say that if you really want to scare some people. But
Yikes.
if you really want to scare some people, you talk about Dexter. It's the return of Dexter. In order to talk about it, we have to go back. So guys, send us back.
We're back, baby.
Gotta get back in time.
All right, tonight's the night. I got dressed up for the
I know,
occasion
Dave
here.
did a wardrobe change.
Lumberjack Dave here. Dexter, New Blood, the premiere, Cold Snap. It's November 7th on Showtime. Set 10 years after the events of the universally panned original series finale, we find Dexter Morgan as Jim Lindsay, a hunting store shopkeeper living in the small town of Iron Lake, New York. All right, John, so here we go. It's you and me on this. We've started our journey many, many, many years ago on Dexter together. The original showrunner from seasons 1 through 4, the good seasons, is back. Yet they're keeping a lot of the decisions from seasons 5 through 8 because it's a continuation. So we're mixing the good and the bad. What did you think of this new series, Dexter New Blood?
Overall, I'm kind of glad it's back. I think everything altogether mushed into a pot. I'm on the favorable side. However, there's a lot of stuff in this that I'm like, what? Why? And I think we're gonna hit some of these. But first off, this isn't season 9. It's its own new series. Like, or is it gonna be more than one season? I don't know at this point. But it's like its whole new thing. It's not Dexter season 9. It's Dexter New Blood, which feels weird. But I don't know. Are they doing that maybe to escape previous ratings, or like?
I think it's probably there's probably contract stuff, because like that's why like the new Sex in the City thing is called like, and so I can't remember the title is so bad for the new Sex in the City. It's like and something like that, or and so it goes, or whatever it is. I don't remember, but it's just like they're trying to think just maybe to get around that, and then it's also like they're trying to hook old people into Dexter, and then they're trying to it's new. It's new. If you haven't seen Dexter, you could join in, but I don't know if you can. I feel
this
like
is a bad point to join in, especially because you start this episode and there is zero recap of anything that has happened in the last 8 seasons, and which is insane. I was expecting to have at least a quick cut of everything that happened. There were people they were referencing as passed away who was like, oh, I forgot they died. Like, oh, how do you? There's no setup for anybody.
You got to bring up like, how is Dexter connected to Deb? Who's this Harrison? Like, you have to like.
It makes no sense otherwise.
Unless you know the show, you know. But yeah, we'll get into all the things about the premiere. I will say overall, I will say, the finale's garbage. It's just like we watched a little bit of it before this just to kind of get ourselves in that mindset. It was the final season was up against the final season of Breaking Bad. It was not even close in comparison. But this, I will say, it wasn't bad. It wasn't great. It was fine. It was right in the middle. It's kind of like it's okay. Seasons 1 through 4, seasons 5 through 8, right in the middle. Dexter New Blood so far. It's only the first episode. There's a lot to come, but there were some nice new moments. There was others that were so telegraphed from a mile away. We could talk some about the changes, John. I guess one of the first changes, Deb is now the voice inside Dexter instead of Dexter's adoptive father. What do you think about this change here? We got Jennifer Carpenter back as the voice inside Dexter.
So this kind of ties into a bigger kind of half theory that I was reading and seeing, but I'm curious if Deb is here because Dexter is Jim Lindsay right now, and spoilers for the episode, but now that Dexter's kind of back as himself, is Deb going to continue being here, or is he going to get the stepfather back? I think from what we've seen as far as trailers and media, Deb kind of sticks around, but I kind of was wondering if that was part of what they were going for, where Dexter hasn't really been himself for the last 10 years or so, and so he has somebody else who's kind of guiding him, but maybe that's a little bit off. And one of the things that kind of was tying into that was there was no title sequence. Like the title sequence, I was in my opinion, was one of my favorite things, and they even did a couple ones where like, you know, Dexter was having an off day, so the title sequence is all him like cracking an egg and it falls on the floor and stuff instead of like, you know, the regular title sequence. And I thought this would be a perfect opportunity to re-edit that title sequence of him doing things like chopping wood and doing his morning routine.
What I had written down.
I know, and they didn't do that.
So mad, like,
but
to not have any title sequence. The only thing we had like was like the title card, and then they showed these like quick title like flashes, like it was like of things maybe to come in the episode. But yeah, either A, recreate the old version because it's so iconic, or B, update it to be about winter. Cutting logs, blood drops on snow. You're cutting into the lake to do the ice fishing. There's so many things you could do to update it for this setting.
But did they not do it because this episode is focused around him being?
Maybe we'll get it the second episode.
Jim Lindsay, yeah, and I don't know. I'm hoping that's what happens because I really honestly like the title sequence and that kind of slice of life, his routine, and giving you that basis of yes, he's good at hiding. And this kind of didn't show that, but I don't know. That was one of the bigger things that I missed right off the bat. I was like, oh well, you know, where is it? Where is it? Bring it back.
And I will say, I like the theory about Deb. I do think Deb is staying around for the full mini series here. But it's interesting because I think this season is going to be a lot of the father-son dynamics. I think that's what we're going to really focus on this season. I mean, the recent victim that he kills at the end is the son of this like rich businessman that we're going to see a lot of this season. And then of course, Harrison, who I don't know, he must be like, it's been 10 years, but I don't know. Is he 14? Like, I don't know. He looks a little older than that in the show. I don't know. He had a big growth spurt in those 10 years, I guess, but he's back and he's reunited with his dad. So it's like, I don't know. I think it's going to be a lot of like father-son relationship this season, which is interesting because I don't think we're going to see James Remar, who I just looked up on Cameo, $60. So it's quite a deal for James Remar.
And I while watching this and in that moment where he kind of approaches him and says, you know, oh, I didn't have a father, you know, let me be the father to this kid. I was kind of like, no, Dexter, like, what are you going to teach him? Like, yes, his, you know, spoilers for earlier seasons, his mother was basically murdered, not in front of him, but close to in front of him. But you're going to teach this kid to be in the same position you are when you're hiding from everybody dying. You know, like, why you're in hiding? Why are you adopting him back into your life and going to teach him all this stuff? Like, and why are you hiding in like this small but busy town where everybody knows who you are? I mean, in the grand scheme of things, New York's not that far from Florida, especially when everyone's looking for you. Like, I don't know. There's just so many things that I was just questioning, like, why is it going this way, you know?
And it's interesting because they are in New York, or in upstate New York, but I believe the finale 10 years ago was like Pacific Northwest. I don't know, Oregon, Alaska, I don't know, somewhere up that way. So it's like, is this a continuation of that? Is it the same town, or is it now he traveled completely across the country in the 10-year span? He's like, oh, lumberjacking's not my thing. I'm more of a shopkeeper, you know. He hasn't killed anyone supposedly in these last 10 years. And I did like the choice of not having any narration because it's known for its narration and its voiceover. And we didn't get any of that until, boom, he kills our antagonist of the episode. And
Dexter's
then they start
back.
up. And Dexter's back.
Another he's Jeff or Jim until he's Dexter, and that's when everything comes back.
Yeah, I will say they were hitting us a little bit, you know, on the head with some of these, where it's like when we got to the end, it was like, oh, the kill room and the slides, and then it's like the voiceovers. Tonight's the night. Hello, Dexter Morgan. It's like, okay, every single iconic line, moment, check it. It's like you guys could spread these out over the season. You don't have to get them all into the first episode. But
just the conceit of the show is right that he was killing people, but because these people were doing bad things, right?
Yes.
Correct.
So what is it? Did this antagonist in the?
Yeah, they set him up. There's definitely some stuff with his friend, and there was like an accident at some point that he caused, and there was
still
death.
Very much a heat of the moment thing, though. It felt like, you know, I mean, I think it was kind of a mix. I think it was a little bit less of a very well thought out, planned, reasoned kill, and it's more of a this opportunity is here, and I kind of have to
was an
take it.
a-hole, this guy. Like,
Yeah,
he was just, he comes into this town, he thinks he's this rich, privileged guy, and he's like, I want this, $9,000 gun. And it's like, I want it now. Well, actually, you have to wait 24 hours for back. I want it now. And then, it's just like, and there's this deer that we've been seeing Dexter constantly kind of run to every day, unable to shoot it. That was part of, like, he hasn't been able to kill anything in 10 years. And then, of course, he gets real up and close with this deer. He's actually like having like this weird CGI moment, about to pet the deer. And then that's when our guy with his new fancy gun kills the deer right in front of him, putting almost shooting Dexter, really. So it was almost a little bit of self-defense, a little bit too. But yeah, the narration starts back up, and we also get, I didn't notice this earlier, but I don't think Deb swore until the end too. Then she started swearing, which is that's a character trait of Deb. But what do you think of the name though? Jim Lindsay.
I got the reference right away from having read the books, but I think that was a cool little nod. Yeah. No,
I like the nod to it. The author being Jeff Lindsay. He's playing Jim Lindsay here. I will say, it was one of those things where they've said that name, take a shot every time they said it. It was like 3,000 times. It's like, hey, Jim. Oh, it's Jim Lindsay. Hey, Jim. It's like, yeah, we know. Like, it was like, the people really talk like that. I've never, even when I'm with Kyle just alone, it's like, Kyle, where are you going? Kyle. It's just like,
I think in general, a lot of the dialogue was very forced and mechanical, which was kind of a little bit of a turnoff, that it was so rigidly like, an exchange between A and B, and it's just like, that's that's how humans greet each other. Like, it was just very not natural, and that was definitely something I noticed while watching.
Yeah, and then we got a new character. Dexter's girlfriend is the chief of police.
Dun dun dun.
And it's always good to have like a connection on the inside, so you can kind of know what's going on with the law in the town here. But this is definitely something that has to come back, John. We're in this town. There's been some missing teenage girls. Mm-hmm. Well, the chief of police here also has a daughter, so that has to connect, right? There has to be a reason why.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that's going to be the pinnacle of the finale or something in there. But I saw a lot of people drawing parallels between this new girlfriend and Deb, down to the way the hair, her ears poke through her hair, and how she walks, and a lot of that they both worked in law enforcement. A lot of similarities people were saying from what I was looking at. So interesting thought, where maybe he doesn't have a Deb in his life anymore, and while she's there, talking to him, he doesn't have, somebody. But I don't know.
Yeah. When you bring up Deb, one of my like weird nitpicks of the episode is it was a dream sequence, but what dragged Deb back into the water in the ice there? Like, it reminded me, I just watched Friday the 13th, and I'm going to spoil a 40-year-old movie here, but it was like Jason coming out, pulling her back in. It was just like, it was this
weird.
It was weird. I know it's a dream sequence, but again, like,
it would have made
slip
a lot more sense if it were one of the antagonists from like one of the season one antagonist, or anybody recognizable that maybe Dexter has had a confrontation with, and make them all decayed and gross, like they've been festering for a while, and pulling like. There's so much opportunity for a good callback here, and instead we got some kind of like seaweed monster. Like it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I don't know. Could we just have gotten a surprise mother effer from Dokes at any point? Come on,
right?
That would have been the best. But one last thing I want to bring up is how this season could end, because right now it is a mini series. If it's successful, I mean, Showtime is not known to end things early. It's 7, 8, 9 seasons for almost all their shows. But Clyde Phillips is the guy who came back after doing seasons 1 through 4. He's back for this. And when the original series finale aired, he kind of gave his initial what he would have done in the situation. So he pretty much said, here's how I would have ended Dexter if given the chance. And it was, I think it involved like that Dexter was on death row, and all this is, he's been seeing all the people he's killed over all these years, and like in the observation room where all those people, and then like he gets it and lights out. But I think from what I remember back in the day, Showtime was not ready to kill off Dexter. So that wouldn't even have worked if he was the showrunner then. They didn't want him dead. So one, I don't know if he would do this here because he already kind of spoiled his own thing. Two, it's a whole different show. Maybe he's setting up a different story now. And three, I don't think Showtime would want Dexter killed off because I think they want 3, 4, 5 more seasons and spinoffs with this character. But,
sure. Slowly shift the focus towards Harrison, and there you go. You got a third series to go start.
Yeah.
Like,
But can you imagine if they do 4 more seasons of a show that's already gone 8 seasons? We're talking 12 seasons of a
that's a new show.
prestige drama. Like, wow.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
That is a lot.
But yeah, we'll have to wait and see how it all ends. I think it's 8 or 9 episodes for this season. It'll be over by the end of the year. We'll see if anyone stops by. If not, I could get you Masuka here. S.E. Lee on Cameo, also $60. All the people are like $75 for Julie Benz. You could really get the cast in your own Dexter reboot.
That's not
for
too
very
bad.
cheap. Yeah.
Just do it 5 minutes at a time. Yeah.
Yeah. I think we got something here, John. We can do our own fan fiction. But all right, that is it for Dexter. We got another show to talk about. Love Life Season 2, the premiere. Mia Hines. It's October 28th on HBO Max. We talked about the Season 1 premiere of this show back in 1995 when HBO Max launched. But every season of this anthology series follows a different person from their first to the last romance. And after Season 1 focused on Anna Kendrick Starby, Season 2 will focus on William Jackson Harper's Marcus. All right, Kyle, start me off. Love Life Season 2. What did you think?
I enjoyed it. I think I related to this one a little bit more, being a dude, but I enjoyed it. I've definitely been in some of those situations myself, so the dialogue seems real. The connection between the characters seems real and genuine. So I think that's the big battle of this show is like, can we make these interactions seem real? And I think the dialogue is there and it's good enough. And his performance is really good as well. So, and then you get like a couple of one-liners from like a sidekick friend, and it's
got a show.
Good. Yeah. So I'm enjoying it just because, I just feel like the time in my life where this kind of affects is, hitting me most. So I enjoy it.
Yeah, and I think it definitely has the same look and feel of the first season. And if you like that, I think you're going to like this. And this one I think will be a little different because, yeah, as you mentioned, it's going to cover different topics and arenas. I mean, the protagonist Season 1 is a white woman. Here, Season 2, it's a black man. So it's like you're going to get whole different, different genders and different issues that they're going to be talking about. In the first episode alone, we're dealing with race, whether it's with the unpublished author at his job, asking, oh, like, you going to publish my book? And like, oh, are you just a middleman? And then asking his wife, like, oh, who am I similar to, you think? And she says Obama. And there's going to be dealing with those topics. I think, men dating in New York City, which we went through, Kyle. So yeah, I think the show does a really good job with relationships, especially, for millennials during this time. But John, what did you think of Season 2 premiere?
I thought it was pretty good. I enjoyed watching it. I don't know if it's something I'm going to keep up with. Maybe. I noticed that there was 6 episodes or so out already. I think they dropped a whole bunch at once, right?
Yeah, I think they've been doing like a weird 3 a week.
Yeah, so there's definitely plenty of content there to gauge it out. But yeah, overall I was pretty positive on it. Yeah.
Yeah, and we got some nice cameos in the first episode. Jessica Williams, she's there as Mia, and we really see this. Like, I thought this relationship, I think the chemistry between the two was really good, and you see this kind of forming. You get that, you know, all the way from that first text where you're in his like headspace. There's no voiceover, there's no narration.
Yeah.
But we've all been there. You can relate to the anxiety of sending that text and rewording it and fixing it, and and waiting for that,
but then also the added layer of, he's already married. And
I haven't had
that context to it.
No context there.
Like, oh man, a lot. There were points where it's like, dude, like, what are you doing, man? What are you doing?
Yeah, there were some moments in this first one. We get to the end of the episode after he sees that Jessica Williams is with, you're gonna have to tell me, I'm assuming a famous actual person, right, Kyle?
Yeah, Amari Stoudemire. He's a basketball player. Or he's a former NBA player, like a big time former NBA player.
He's like, all right, well, I can't compete with that. So he goes back home to his wife, and she's on the iPad with the iCloud text. And it's just like, man, you feel it. You're like, oh no, man. Yeah.
Hey, I don't condone these activities. That's why you don't set up the iMessage on 85,000 devices. Just putting it out there, fellas. All right.
Yeah. But man, so there's a lot of obviously drama in the first episode, and because I don't know if that relationship's going to last, also because there needs to be like 9 other relationships for this season to make sense. So we'll have to see how it all unfolds. I'm definitely going to be I think checking out more of it. Are you guys going to check out more? I think Kyle, you saw the next one already, I think.
Yeah, I saw the second episode, and it's interesting. You'll just have to see kind of what he goes through and what he gets into, but I think for as far as the first 2 episodes go, it's very relatable to, experiences that I've either had myself or experiences I've heard about. So as long as they keep with the genuine dialogue, and the writer's room could probably just draw on people's experiences, and that's what they end up with for this different characters. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna stick with it.
Yeah, and I did like one more thing with how they actually kind of connected this to season 1. He is a guest of Darby's wedding, and I like how they do this, because when it closes that chapter, we're seeing that wedding, that love life, kind of the book close on that. But it's also giving us cameos. We got that like crazy couple that I know we liked the first time around, Kyle. We just briefly see them. They get a one line in. But like, I liked how they shot it where the focus was still on William Jackson Harper. We were there. Like Anna Kendrick was there in the background, like dancing or doing it. So it kind of like, it made it more believable, because in any other time they would be like, Anna Kendrick would be the center of the screen, and then it would be, but no, it was a nice like connection between the 2 seasons. But
for sure.
Well, all right.
I just have to say my favorite moment was when he texts his friend and says, dude, her boyfriend is Amari Stoudemire. And his friend just texts all the emojis like, dude, just go back home to your wife. Get out of here, man.
Yeah. It's not going to happen, man. Not going to happen. But all right. Let's see here. Next week, we're back to Tuesdays, back to our Tuesday night 7:00 start though next week, and then we're back to 8. So it's keeping track of everything here. That's why you got to follow us on social media. But Tuesdays, we're back to Tuesdays, 7 p.m. next week. And next week, Tuesday the 16th, we're going to do something special. It's going to be The Great Season 2 is coming out on November 19th. So we're going to compile all of our coverage of The Great Season 1 and package it all up, get it ready for you so you can listen to that. You can be ready. You can be recapped. You can be reviewed, ready for the season 2 premiere of The Great on Hulu. And then the week after that, another big show, Tuesday the 23rd, the week of Thanksgiving, holiday season's coming. Let's get in that holiday spirit with Jingle All the Way, our next movie podcast there. So make sure you send us any takes and reviews and any thoughts you have on a classic film, Jingle All the Way. I'm really curious if there's anyone on Cameo from that film. I really hope maybe we can get one of the cast members
Sinbad.
on the show.
Sinbad.
Yeah. I don't, there's people here that it's coming up. I don't recognize any of these people, so I don't know if they're even in the movie, but we'll figure that out for in 2 weeks. But make sure you're following us on Facebook, on Twitter, and on Instagram at Dual Redundancy. And you can find episodes of the podcast on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, the blog, dualredundancy.com, and of course, twitch.tv/dualredundancy. All right, guys, got to thank both you guys. One for doing it on a Monday night, and also, John directing the show, putting it up on Apple Podcasts and YouTube. I couldn't do it without all you guys.
Sure.
All right, that's all I got. Until next time, I'm David Allen.
I'm John Berwick.
And I'm Kyle Bridger.
And that's all we got for Dual Redundancy. Goodbye, everybody.